And you probably have seen this setting or something like it before. Of course, it was probably a Star Wars movie. This is what I refer to as the Dagobah range. And this range is actually owned by Mike Hughes of Next Level Training. Kind of annually, this has been one of the last, if not the last, tour stop for the Personal Defense Network Training Tour. And once again, this is my last class for the 2015 year. You know, it's great to be back here. It's obviously deep in the woods in the Pacific Northwest. We can kind of do anything we want, including, you know, test out the suspension on the tour truck. But one of the things I wanted to talk about today was, I mean, you can see this giant log, this big tree has fallen right in the middle of the range. So one of the things that we had to deal with today was, you know, a little bit of an obstruction, not exactly the way we would normally set a range up with a big log in the middle of it. And some of the other things here, the contours, the fact that it's about a 300-degree range is interesting, but it also affects the kind of flatness, the linearness of a range. So if you think of a range as, you know, white markers or concrete walkways between gravel or between grass, and everything's very structured and fixed and linear, you know, you really need to break out of that. Let's face it, we are training for a 360-degree world that has uneven ground. We're training for an environment where the targets aren't always going to be exactly the same distance, an area where the targets aren't always going to be perfectly perpendicular to us, flat pieces of paper. So a range like this, whether we have beginning students or advanced students, really just, we need to cater to the environment we've got. And one of the things I say when people ask about hosting a class for the Personal Defense Network Training Tour, or IC training, me in general, any of our instructors, when they say, you know, what do you need? Well, here's what I need. I need a safe backstop, I need target stands, and I need students. And that's really it. And the fact that there's a log in the way, or the fact that the ground isn't perfectly even, or the fact that the backstop may be a little bit varied. Some targets are going to be 11 feet away, some are going to be 12. Tell you what, I can't tell the difference between 11 feet and 12 feet when I look at something. I don't have a Terminator robot, you know, rangefinder in my eye. 11 feet, 12 feet, what's the difference? It's a little bit more than a car length. It's kind of the distance from the corner of my bedroom to the doorway when the bad guy is going to break in. It's kind of the distance of the normal workplace retail environment where I'm going to engage a customer who might be trying to hurt somebody else, right? So that environment that you're training in really should be accommodated, because I hear a lot of guys say, well, I can't find a range or I can't find a place. Well, maybe your place is some public land that you can have access to legally shoot at. Maybe it's somebody you know who has some private land with a nice backstop like this. It may not be manicured, it may not be perfect, but you know, we all know Mike Hughes knows how to shoot, and he uses this range to develop his skills, and I really appreciate him letting us come out here. Mike, why don't you jump in here real quick? You know, Mike's been a PDN contributor, friend of mine for a number of years. He's an industry leader. He's well known to a lot of people from the competition side and from the manufacturing side with the SIRT pistols. You know, you guys do a great service to the training community, especially to the instructors. You have a lot of support with, like, the NRA affiliated instructors, I know, is a big core of the people who are using SIRT pistols. We're a big fan of what you do at Personal Defense Network. Appreciate you being a contributor. You've probably seen his videos and his DVDs through our system. Tell everybody who may not be familiar yet with SIRT pistols, you know, what they're all about, kind of what your approach to training is, and why the SIRT pistol is so important to people interested in personal defense.
Well, we dovetail what you were saying, Rob, just about having the variability. Because Britt and I, we train every Tuesday and Thursday. As a competition shooter, I haven't shot one all year. No time, no, you know, yeah. We just don't have the resources for it. But training's our passion. And every time we come out, we try to use variability to humble ourselves. And we get humbled. And when we get humbled, we want to go back and we want to get reps at that deficiency. And sometimes it was on our right leg, like leaning around a barricade, something, oh my gosh, we could not hit that to save our lives. So we go back, we get reps, and we come back and we validate, and then we do something else goofballish, and then we get humbled again. But the SIRT pistol, resetting trigger, shot indicating laser, just really about getting those reps. It's no more innovative than putting a backboard and a hoop in your driveway. Just getting reps in. You still got to go to the stadium. Right. You still got to get, you know, in front of someone's grill and such, but you got to get those reps in, and that's just what we're all about.
It absolutely is a great tool. You know, we use it a lot. I was just doing, you know, I use it a lot for demos on the range. It makes it real easy for me to use that, not have to worry about real guns, flagging people. We used it also in our Extreme Close Quarters Tactics class last week. It was part of the Personal Defense Network training tour, because that laser indicator helps people see, you know, when they get into that retention position and they can't see what's going on the target, well, we can hit that laser, run a quick video or take a picture of it, and then let them take a look at it. So, you know, it really is a sophisticated tool. It's a little bit more than the standard laser trainer. You got a lot of adjustability, a lot of variability you can build in. I know you guys are continuing to expand. What's new? What's the newest, biggest, hottest thing you guys are working on?
We're coming out with a 107, has functional features of an MP, Smith & Wesson MP. We're looking at this year too, coming out with another unit. You know, right. So some things there, and potentially something more advanced with the rifle.
Nice.
We have the AR bolt right now. We're looking at really what the market needs out of that. What might be best for that. and we want to look at the trajectory of things and be ahead of that a little bit.
Sure, always. You know, it's one of the things that manufacturing side honestly has a tougher time, I think, sometimes than we do on the training side. You know, we can kind of pivot and move quick. You know, somebody comes out with a new piece of gear, cool, we'll integrate it into our classes. We know like appendix carry became popular, so what do? Progressive instructor, you're going to learn how to teach people from appendix carry in a safe and responsible way, because that's what the industry and that's what the market's demanding. Now, if somebody comes out with a bad product, we're going to turn around and walk away and say you can't come out to the class with it. They come out with a silly technique, we're going to say, yeah, it doesn't really fit. But what you guys have to do is really have much longer lead times. You have to be much more sort of like wizard-like to see what's going on. Being an innovator, being a leader, being a crazy, super smart guy obviously helps you in that realm. Really appreciate everything you do. Appreciate you having us out to the Dagobah Range again this year for the 2015 tour.
Thank you, Rob.
This does wrap up the class. This is the last class for me. It's the last class for everybody at 2015 Personal Defense Network Training Tour, and it's been a great year. More classes, more instructors. We had 10 other instructors teaching from coast to coast. Of course, I made my drive up, started about 4 months ago down in St. Augustine, made it up here, turn around, head back. We still got a lot more training to do. Not only myself, but all of the PDN contributors that were part of the Personal Defense Network Training Tour. You know, they run their own companies. They do a lot of things year-round. So we've got Fundamental Defense out there. We've got Echo 5 Training. We've got all the other companies, Lone Star Medics. We've got Shooting Performance, of course, Mike Seeklander's company. We've got a lot of companies out there that are participating in the tour that train year-round. So take a look at all of our individual calendars. Take a look at the bios of our contributors at Personal Defense Network. Without them, really wouldn't have any classes to go to, right? I teach classes, they all teach classes. The fact that we can come together teaching different things in different ways under the PDN banner is great. And the reason we can do that is because of our tour sponsors. All of our tour sponsors, we're going to talk about them more in one more video update that's going to come out after this one. And of course, we've got individual feature videos that we put out during the tour for each and every one of these guys. So whether they're a company that you've seen on the tour truck many years in a row, or some of the new companies, take a look at the feature videos we did on them. Without the tour sponsors, we couldn't go to some of the more remote locations, deal with some of the smaller classes, and also try to form some of the important training communities that we do. So remember the point earlier in this video, whatever your range looks like, use it the best you can. Find a place to train realistically. The variability that Mike mentioned is incredibly important, and that variability is also going to have to do with the environment. Always make sure you're in a safe place to train and train safely. Appreciate you following all the tour updates and following what we're doing at the classes. Again, keep your eye on personaldefensenetwork.com for constantly updated new videos, new articles. We have our premium membership, we have streaming DVDs, distance education is coming, and next month, take a look at our brand new website at personaldefensenetwork.com. We've been working on it a long time. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be easier to get around, easier to find the stuff you're looking for, and it's going to bring the things that are featured for your specific education to the forefront every time you visit, especially as a premium member.